Yo! Video games.
What up, dudes? Matt here from YoVideogames, and it is early in the AM, or at least it was, when Nintendo decided to drop their Nintendo Direct for the 11th, like we all predicted it was coming, only they decided not to announce it. I guess one of the reasons is because it's a mini Direct. They were just kind of getting straight to the point. It was only 15 minutes long, it was only Switch games, it was only for the next 5 months or so, but be that as it may, it was still packed with lots of information, lots of game announcements, and it was still definitely worth looking into. I was completely unaware. I was kind of in my sort of like half asleep state that I sleep in, because I never actually truly sleep. I wait. So I didn't actually have any idea that it was happening when it happened. So no live reaction from me. I'm a little sad about that. I wish I could have recorded it or streamed it live, but I will definitely be talking more about this stuff later today. If you want to head over to twitch.tv/assistmedoom, and in the afternoon on Best Coast time, I'll be talking much more in depth with you guys about all the crazy announcements that happened here. But let's just give you a rundown for what we did see. I'll just kind of go over the Direct again and, just give my general quick thoughts about it. So it started off, of course, with The World Ends With You getting a remixed for the Nintendo Switch. This was an interesting, fun game. People really like it. I think it's good. I didn't think it was great. I think it was very much a style over substance game. There were definitely some problems with it, with like Red Reapers and having to pad the game out because the world was so small, and they had to basically make the game last longer than 15 minutes or whatever. Of course, it's got that like stupid Square Enix like Final Remix Edition, birthed by Undersleep Intel, whatever fuck. It's cool. I know a lot of people will be really happy with this. I'm curious to see how it handles the battle system, at least in the docked mode, because they had a mobile version come out. So, but I wonder how it's. I'm just kind of a little curious how it's going to control, with both the DS and the mobile versions having their versions, how they handle and how this will work in docked mode. But we'll see, I guess. I'm not super excited, but it's good. It's kind of neat. Pokken Tournament is basically nobody cares. I'm sure someone does, but like this game didn't sell a ton on the Switch last year, and it didn't sell. I mean, it sold okay. I think it made like 8th or 9th in the month it came out on Wii U, which is pretty fucking good for a Wii U game, I guess. But yeah, this, I don't know, whatever. I just don't care. I can't be arsed enough to care. Kirby Star Allies looks, of course, fantastic. It looks like they're kind of bringing back some, like they got some new abilities. Looks like one's based off a character from Kirby 64. Also looks like they're kind of doing the Kirby 64 shit of combining abilities, but this time with friends. So that's kind of neat, I guess. I do really like the multiplayer stuff, because again, like I really did like Kirby Return to Dreamland. I like how there's a hype train mode when you're doing 4 players or whatever. But it just looks like a joy to play, because mainline Kirby games are almost always a joy to play, and that's fantastic. That we get another one, and it's not at the ass end of this console's life. It's actually within like the first year, well, just after the first year. So that's coming on March 16th. So that's pretty cool. I'm happy. Will I buy it? Yeah, probably. So yeah, love the Kirby stuff. Hyrule Warriors is getting a definitive edition. Oh boy, fool me once, shame on me. Fool me twice, you can't fool me again. No, I already got. I bought Hyrule Warriors for the Wii U when the Marin DLC came out. Pretty much just for Marin. I will not be fooled into buying this fucking snooze fest of a game. If you like the Warriors games, fantastic. Whatever. No, I will not purchase this game again. No. Where's my fucking Platinum Games Zelda game? That's what I really want. One of the big surprises, an actual new announcement, is that Mario Tennis Aces is coming. Now, Mario Tennis, whatever the fuck it was called on Wii U, was a bit of a disappointment. It was really weak as far as features go. I mean, I don't think the tennis gameplay itself was bad, but it seems like the only thing they had in that game was Mega Mushrooms, and yeah, I don't know. I mean, Camelot's still a great developer. we're getting a story mode. It doesn't look nearly as in-depth as like the RPG stuff from the Game Boy Advance and Game Boy Color game. So it's cool that they have a story mode, but it doesn't look anywhere close to like what people really wanted with the RPG element. But it's cool that it's here. I hope it's good, because I really do like the Mario Tennis games, and it's coming this spring, but we don't get a release date. So you know, could be April, could be June, but we'll find out. Okay, big one, guys. Big one for me. Ys 8, one of the best fucking games of 2017. One of the top 5 is coming to the Switch this summer. Now, I have no idea if this version will run at 60 frames. I don't really believe there's any reason it shouldn't, other than Falcom's just too small of a developer and has no idea how to optimize the Switch. But I mean, I hope to God it's running at 60, because this game is fucking fantastic. It's one of the best games, again, of 2017. It's getting a big patch on the 30th this month. You know, so in like 2 weeks, it's going to come out on PC, and it's going to have a whole completely redone translation, a whole redone localization. I didn't mind the localization, because again, I come from an era where I've seen much worse localizations than what this game got. But you know, big stink came about it, and whatever. So I'm sure the Switch version will have the new translation. But Ys 8 is so fucking good. I will absolutely double dip this summer on the Switch with it, no question. Mario Odyssey is getting some DLC. It's kind of something we were all expecting, though I don't think we were expecting the way it is, because it's basically a multiplayer mode, or sort of, or how do I explain this? It's not multiplayer. It's basically Luigi comes in the game and he has like these balloon challenges where you can hide a balloon in a level, and then you can also try to find other people's hidden balloons. So, but the only catch is that you only have 30 seconds to hide a balloon, and you only have 30 seconds to find the balloon. So, I would really be down with this if it wasn't on a 30-second time limit. Like, I guess it's done for speedrunning purposes, but I don't know. I'm still a little bummed about that, the 30-second limit. I really feel this mode shouldn't have had a time limit. I think it would have benefited greatly from not having a time limit, but whatever. It's cool. We get a Dark Souls Mario costume with it, so and a Weekend at Bernie's costume, so that's neat. But yeah, I wish there wasn't a time limit on the balloon hiding thing. Otherwise, you know, that's coming out soon in February, so Big news, probably one of the most significant announcements, is that Gal Fighters is returning. Or, well, here's the funny thing. So they announced the SNK Heroines Cross, whatever, I forget what it's called, Heroines Battle, Tag Battle. There was a much longer trailer released separately in Japan for this game, or maybe the direct in Japan was longer. But the cool thing about it is that this rumored SNK tag game is actually happening. I was a little concerned about, like, oh, you have to finish off with a dream finish. I don't think you have to, but I think they're just kind of promoting the idea of it. The Japanese trailer was funny because it featured, you know, some of the chicks in bikinis, and they like, we're like, let's not show that in the American one. There will be fucking I hope NIS America is listening to this, but there will be hell to pay by a very small amount of people who are going to be interested in this game if they do censor it. So hopefully they don't. That's this summer, so it's very soon, and it's obviously running off the King of Fighters 14 engine. Like, some of the animations, like the winning poses, are I taken ripped straight out of that game. Am I down? I am 100% down with the Gal Fighters relaunch. Absolutely 100% down with it. So that's exciting. Mario Rabbids is getting DK added to it in DLC, which one point I was like, oh, Grant's gonna be able to do David Wise. I'm like, Grant's already done David Wise, because Grant did the music for Donkey Kong 64. So the weirdest thing about it is that, like, oh, Donkey Kong's added, and the first thought I go to is Grant Kirkhope's soundtrack. So yeah, we'll see what he does. We'll see if he brings out the DK rap. Thing is, I feel like Kirkhope's score for DK64 is very underrated. It's obviously very different from David Wise, because they're different musicians, they're different composers, so their work is different. Naturally, the style is different. But there were some legitimately amazing tracks in Donkey Kong 64. Some of, like, the cavern stage music, the mermaid music, super really good stuff. So I'm excited to hear, you know, what he's got in store for the Mario Rabbids DLC. So, kind of moving ahead, there were a couple, I guess you can't really call them indie games, because We see more of whatever the Fe it's called, which looks kind of like a 3D version of Ori and the Blind Forest. Super stylized. It looks cute. I don't feel I have enough to go on to make a really definitive statement one way or the other about the game. It looks like something I kind of need to play, so we'll see. Am I intrigued? Yes, but it is fucking EA, which is worrying. I know they're not probably developing, or whatever. EA is worrying. There was another indie game called Celeste, which looks cool. I like how it's kind of got like easy and hard mode shit for it, so kind of gives me that, you know, that indie 2D platformer, you know, vibe that's been gaining a lot of traction over the years, but not really much to say. Oh, and of course, I'm super stoked, of course, DK, Tropical Freeze, is coming to Nintendo Switch. Boy, Nintendo really doesn't want me to keep my Wii U. There's just one more fucking game after this left to put on the Wii U, and then I can throw my Wii U system, or put it on my Switch, and then I can throw my Wii U in the trash. Well, actually, probably two. I'll be fair. Funky Kong's being added. I thought, ooh, really cool, Funky, and then I'm like, oh, he's easy mode. So, sadly, they didn't sound like they were talking about anything added for extra challenge. But I guess like the challenge was hard enough. Like a lot of people complained that Tropical Freeze was too hard. This is one of those moments where it's like, I'm not going to tell people to get good, because there's some legitimately challenging stuff in Tropical Freeze, but this is a game where like I absolutely rose to do all the hard shit in the first game, so I mean I would have liked it, but whatever. May 4th, so pretty soon, absolutely going to be double dipping for Tropical Freeze. You should too. Not anywhere close to enough of you bought Tropical Freeze first time around. Do not disappoint me this time. God damn it. And of course the Direct ended with a tease for Dark Souls Remastered. I'm really just not a Dark Souls guy. I guess I'll give it another try when the remastered version hits. It's going to obviously run a lot better on the PS4, so or PC if it's coming on PC. I'll obviously play it there. Whatever for me. It's not even a new Dark Souls, it's just the first one. So I guess we'll see how remastered it actually is. I think a lot of fans of Dark Souls probably share the sentiment that it's like, that's cool, but like we all probably want to see how remastered it is. If it's like if it's up-res textures, like who cares? Like if it's a remake, like a good proper remake, like brand new stuff, like then I think there'll be a reason to be excited. But yeah, that's all I got from me right now. I'm super excited about Donkey Kong. I'm intrigued by Mario. SNK Gal Fighters looks fantastic. Ys 8 is huge for me because it was truly one of the best games to come out last year, and I really think you should all jump in on that game. It's super good. But I'll be talking more about this later on my Twitch channel, YoVideogames Live. And if you want to come on and discuss with me, join me later at twitch.tv/assistmedoob. Later, dudes!